Pressure had mounted on the British government from several Caribbean envoys in the UK, but it was British opposition MP David Lammy, whose parents went to the UK with the Windrush generation and who had strongly rejected the decision in the House of Commons.
When my parents and their generation arrived in this country under the Nationality Act of 1948, they arrived here as British citizens. It is inhumane and cruel for so many of that Windrush generation to have suffered so long in this condition, and for the Secretary of State only to have made a statement today on this issue. Can she explain how many have been deported? She suggested earlier that she would ask the High Commissioners. It is her department that has deported them. She should know the number. Can she tell the House how many have been detained as prisoners in their own country? Can she tell the House how many have been denied health under the National Health Service? How many have denied pensions? How many have lost their job?
Just before jetting off to London last week, Guyana's Foreign Minister Carl Greenidge had said that he was not quite certain CARICOM as a body would raise the issue, but because of the importance of the issue, he is certain that it will come up, and that Guyana was keeping a close eye on the developing story there. But the UK opposition parliamentarian was just not prepared to give the UK government a rest, even if CARICOM did not raise the issue.
This is a day of national shame, and it has come about because of a hostile environment policy that was begun under her Prime Minister. Let us call it as it is. If you lay down with dogs, you get fleas. And that is what has happened with this far-right rhetoric in this country. Can she apologise properly? Can she explain how quickly this team will act to ensure that the thousands of British men and women denied their rights in this country under her watch in the Home Office are satisfied?
Recent changes in the United Kingdom immigration system has deemed the Caribbean nationals who travelled to the UK with the Windrush generation up to 1973 as illegal immigrants. Those Caribbean nationals were living legally in the UK, but records show that some 50,000 did not adjust their status because of provisions which were made for them there. Adding to the embarrassment, the matter reached a climax as Britain has been playing the host to the heads of government of British Commonwealth nations. Caribbean heads of states attending the meeting voiced concern about how immigrants were treated. This led the British Prime Minister Theresa May to apologise for her policy.
And I want to dispel any impression that my government is in some sense clamping down on Commonwealth citizens, particularly those in the Caribbean who built a life here. I take this issue very seriously. The Home Secretary apologised to the House of Commons yesterday for any anxiety caused, and I want to apologise to you today because we are genuinely sorry for any anxiety that has been caused.
As recently as last week, Mrs. May's office said she had no plan to meet separately with the Caribbean leaders, but she reversed course on Tuesday. Royden James, HGP Nightly News.